here tonight with former players surrounding on the field, the Tom Jenks family. And now baseball. It's number 1, Cascade, and number 7, Beckman in Class 2A in this non-conference matchup. The Cougars are undefeated at 17-0. The Blazers come in with a record of 13-7. We are underway at 6:56 on this Friday night, the annual non-conference meeting between these two teams since they departed from the Big Bend Conference in 2003. 2-0 the count as Carter Petchy on the mound here for head coach Fred Martin in his second season. There's a O'Connor has it. Seamus with a strong throw over to Marbach for the 6-3 ground out number 1, and it brings up Brock Simon now. That was Harris Huffman grounding out, the right fielder for the Cougars. As we take a look at the numbers of what we know about the youngster, the junior, Carter Petchy, for the Beckman Blazers here getting the start.
Carter Petchy, 2 starts, 1-1 record on the year, 22 2/3 innings, got 1 save, 17 hits allowed, 13 runs, 8 of them earned, a 2.47 earned run average, 10 walks, 3 hit batters, 23 strikeouts, opposing batting average of 189.
A strike taken there by Simon. 1-1 the count. 1 away here at the top of the first inning. Here at Jink Field. The ball in the dirt and outside. 2-1 down. Here to Brock Simon. Simon, the senior, 19 runs, 22 hits, 6 doubles, 1 home run, 21 RBI. Ball 3 there, 3-1 the count. 449 hitter for Simon. For head coach Roman Hummel and company, big swing and a pitch low and away. Came up empty on that one. As Simon now facing a full count. Outside of low, ball 4. The bat for a circle. The toss of the pad on the left arm by Simon, and he takes his place at first. A 1-out walk brings up Cannon O'Brien.
17-0 on the year. They did play a game last night and defeated Tipton by a score of 13-7.
They won earlier in the week over Bellevue 12-2 and beat North Cedar Monday night 19-2. Last weekend they beat Cedar Rapids, Washington, Class 4A school 6-4. So they're just not beating 2A competition. Beat some 3A schools, Independence and Buke Waller, Williamsburg. As 2-0 the count here to the number 3 hitter, Gannon O'Brien, one of the players, as is Brock Simon, Harris Hoffman were as well. That state championship basketball team last March, winning the title for the first time ever in Cougar boys basketball history after the girls did it. There's a line to the left side, chance for a double play. The throw is off the bag as Simon gets back. That was a line out to McDermott at third, the L5 for out number. And it brings up Logan Otting now as Brock Simon got back to first. The throw is off the bag. Marbach did a nice job of tracking that throw down, but not a chance to get Simon as he got back in time.
Yeah, that was a nice play. The line drive here right as C.J. McDermott got it. Did record the out, then throw just a little towards the right field side of first base. Drew Marbach off the base. Could not double him off. The first pitch is low and away, ball 1.
16 on the roster for Cascade as Logan Otting, one of the juniors, 6 juniors, 7 seniors, 2 sophomores, 1 freshman. Head coach Roman Hummel, his 9th season, 1999 grad of Cascade High School. He was a good athlete himself for sport. 2 down. As Hummel's record, 247 wins, 71 losses. Then to state one time, that was 2015, 3 years ago. Count here to Logan Otting. Freddie Martin, the 20-year assistant coach, in his 22nd overall, second as head coach. Shared the head coaching duties with the late Tom Jenk Jr. as he was battling that brain tumor last summer. Blazers won their sixth championship in program history, dating back to 1968, the fifth under head coach Tom Jenk Jr. since he took over the program in 1975. Here's a swing and a miss on a pitch at the letters. Coming up empty is Otting, and that's the way our first half of inning one comes to a close. We go to the bottom half. Beckman coming up. This is Area Baseball from KMCH Sports. Along with in-studio producer Nick Juergens back on East Main Street, Manchester, in the comfort of the air-conditioning studios of KMCH Radio. John and Bill, high above the press box overlooking Jink Field, and the humidity on this warm Friday, not summer night quite yet, officially until next week, as a ball and a strike here to Nate Funky, the second baseman, as the pitcher, Gannon O'Brien for the Cougars, fires the ball upstairs. Gannon O'Brien, this is his fourth start, a 3-0 record, 16 innings pitched, 7 hits against him, no ERA on the team. And when you look at this Cougar team, you ask, well, are they going to throw their number one here tonight? Well, take your pick. Who's the number one? The most innings is Harris Huffman with 22 and a third. 18 hits against him, .94 ERA, .37 for Reed Roush. This ball is skied into left center field, and that's a shallow center. It'll bounce in front of the left fielder Otting, and the first hit of the game comes off the bat of the leadoff man, Nate Funky.
Yeah, just a nice job. 2-2 pitch. Got a little bit on the inside, fisted it out there. Got just enough of it to get it out there in front of the left fielder and behind the shortstop. So nice job of getting that leadoff runner on base.
A throw over by O'Brien. Beckman ended Cascade season last year at Exide Field in Manchester, home of the West Delaware Hawks, 5-0 in that sub-state contest, getting to the 2A state tournament before winning it, beating North Polk 9-6. That final Saturday in July. Putting a cap on a tremendous season. One throw over. Roush hauls that one in. Defensively for the Cougars, Otting, Simon, and Huffman left to right. Copas, Simon, rolling, and Roush around the infield. Connect for the catcher. There's a bunt down the line. First baseman not going to be in time on the throw. Roush covering was the second baseman rolling. There's a little bobble there.
Yeah,
Give me a
air on the first baseman. Yeah, he bobbled it, and then he can get a throw.
E3, and the sacrifice awarded to Mark Brown. A Funky moves up to second. Runners on first and second. Nobody out here in the bottom of inning number 1 as Joel Vasky comes in, one of the 2 Beckman players heading to Kirkwood Community College in the fall. Jackson Bennett, who hits 4th, the other one. Vasky, 26 runs scored, 20 hits, 18 runs batted in, second on the team, a 364 hitter. The pitch from O'Brien off speed misses up and in for ball 1. 1-0. Coach Hummel is calling time right now, walking right out and having a word with the senior pitcher, Gannon O'Brien.
Oh, I didn't like what he did that pitch either. He pulled his left leg up and just kind of held it there. He just lost all focus on the pitch that he was throwing. Then he tried to throw a curveball. It was way high, not even anywhere close. And I'm sure he's just out there talking to him, hey, don't worry about that runner out at second base. We got to worry about the batter. You got to throw some quality strikes. So you can't be worried about him and not throw a strike. You throw that little roundhouse curveball in the strike zone, these guys are going to hit it, pound it. So probably trying to get his focus back on that.
A long meeting here is adjourned now, is jogging off as Coach Hummel. 1-0 the count here to the Joel Vasky. Runners on first and second, nobody out. The officials here, the umpires here tonight, veteran state tournament crew, Kevin Ferris of Davenport, Paul Keitel of DeWitt. Ferris has the plate. Ball outside. 2-0 the count. Long look in by O'Brien. On that outside corner, thigh high. Strike 1. 2-1 now. Here to Vasky. Blazers 13-7, 11-3 in the Waback. 4-4. Check that 6-4 in home games so far of the year. Time is called.
Funky doing a nice job. 100 bases out second base. He's definitely got the attention of O'Brien on the mound.
The delivery here. Showing bunt, taking back for ball 3. 3-1 the count. Here to Joel Vasky. Played left field in game 1 the other night, Monday night against West Delaware in Manchester. In the start in his normal position, catching here tonight. 3-1 and the throw.
Caught everybody sleeping.
Yes, the second baseman rolling wasn't quite ready for that. That one went off his glove behind second base. That runner at second, Funky was not expecting that. If Rolling would have been expecting it, might have had it.
Either one.
Yeah,
second. Exactly, easily, because Funky didn't even react when he turned around. But O'Brien just had to kind of lob it back there.
Bunting this one up in the air, right side, and a get down. And from the facing of the first base Cascade dugout, giving chase was Reed Roush. Could not get there in time. We're full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Sacrifice bunting is something Beckman doesn't. They've got 7 on the year, so it isn't something they do a lot of. Vasky has 1.
Cascade the same, only 8 for them on their sides. We don't maybe not see a whole lot of that tonight. Swing and a miss by Vasky. Powerful pitch on the outside corner, waist high. Vasky could not catch up to the heat, and he goes down for the first out. Jackson Bennett now standing in as Bennett, the left fielder. Again, the check of the runner. This one hit the jersey, yes, of Bennett in the left arm. Hit batter there. Bases loaded for the Blazers. The team, Beckman, has taken 21 hit by pitches now for Jackson Bennett. That's his only second of the season. Gannon O'Brien has hit 4 now on the year. And here's Brock Marbach, the number 5 batter, with the bases full of Blazers. There's a strike taken. High outside corner, strike 1. All on the count, 1 away. Here at the bottom of the first, Blazers trying to jump on the scoreboard here on a night. The Tom Jenk Jr.'s number 11 jersey was retired before the game. A swing too far. Marbach tried to hold up, but not in time, says home plate umpire Kevin Ferris. Strike 2, 0-2.
Right, middle infield, short and second base are still playing back at double plate depth. First base and third base in on the edge of the grass.
Outside. And the there for ball 1. 1-2 the count. one away. Monkey on third, Brown on second, Jackson Bennett the runner on first. O'Brien ready, 1-2 on the way. Outside, too far, ball two. We're even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good news for the West Delaware Softball Invitational for Beckman as they beat Maquoketa Valley earlier today, 11-1 in 5 innings. A game you heard on KMCH.com. This ball is grounded left side. The third baseman, Copa, is going to fire home. The force out by Knipper at the plate. So the fielder's choice to the third baseman allows Marbach to reach. But the 5-2 force out for out number 2. Who brings up Riley Helly now, the Beckman softball team, knocking off Class 1A number 1 Lansing Key 2-1 in the 5:45 contest. They got over a few minutes ago back at the Beckman Sports Complex in Manchester. So we'll see those Beckman Blazers in the winner's side of the bracket tomorrow afternoon. 2:15 will be their start time. 1-0 the count here. Gannon O'Brien to Riley Helly, the DH. Helly, 2 runs, 15 hits. This ball is skied left side. Left fielder, he has it. He does. They have 7. And the bases are left loaded for the Blazers here in the first. We go to the second. This is Area Baseball from KMCH Sports.
Leadoff for Cascade. Number 2, the shortstop, Blake Simon.
As we start the second inning, Blake Simon will lead things off here. 5, 6, 7. Simon, Roush, and Reed due up for the Cougars as Simon takes a strike called there. 0-1 the count here. The top of the second inning, no score in this one. Top 10 matchup in Class 2A. Number 1, Cascade. Number 7, Beckman is striking the inside corner there for strike 2. 0-2 the count. There's a ball outside. Ball 1-2 now. Defensively for the Blazers, Bennett, Brown, and Offerman in, whatever that is, in right. There's a foul ball. 1-2 the count. McDermott, O'Connor, Funky, and Marbach. Paskey, the catcher, and Pesci in on the mound. You give me stuff about my writing. That. Oh, man,
I've heard it all.
I'm going to write that over.
I've heard it all.
There we go.
Yeah.
1-2 the count.
That's another
Pesci in a foul ball. 1-2 the count here to Blake Simon, the shortstop.
Yeah, what a nice crowd here tonight, too. A lot of Beckman alum here tonight. They got 5 jerseys hanging up down there. Number 11's Tom's former jersey back there. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. 1 out here.
Strikeout 4 in the first out.
Blake Simon goes down swinging. That'll bring up Reed Roush. First baseman. He'll stand in there for his first time tonight. Lots of Beckman people here tonight. What a tribute to Tom Jenk Jr. here tonight. There's ball away, low on the outside.
Reed Roush, another member of the boys basketball team. State champions under head coach Jake Prindle. Roman Hummel on that staff as well for basketball. With Nate McMullen, Chad Gale, Eric D'Souza, who's also on the coaching staff for baseball. 2-0 the count, one away. This one is hit on the ground, left side. O'Connor has it, up and over, and gets his man. O'Connor to Marbach, the 6'3" ground out for out number 2. Brings up Riley Reed now, the designated hitter.
A nice job on the infield there again. Just a ground ball, came in and charged it hard. Because it wasn't hit that hard. Came in and got it about the edge of the grass. Nice, accurate throw for out number 2. Second 6'3" put out here in the game so far.
Riley Reed, the DH, hitting for Evan Knepper, the catcher. Riley Reed takes a strike, the junior. 43 at-bats, 12 runs, 14 hits, 6 doubles, 17 runs batted in. He's a .326 hitter on the season.
Most left-handed hitter we've seen tonight.
Ball up there for ball 1, 1-1 the count. This one is hit into center field. The roll to the center fielder, Brown. So the 2-out single for Brown brings up Terry Kopis now.
The first baseman, number 20.
Yeah, he just did a nice job. Petchy got a little more of the plate than he wanted to. Did a nice job hitting a line shot right back out over second base, out in the center field. First base hit of the game, second base runner.
Little grounder left side. McDermott comes on, and with the throw, a 5-3 ground out it is for out number 3. We go to the bottom of the second. Beckman coming up. No score. Area baseball from KMCH Sports. This one has popped up off the bat of the Beckman leadoff hitter, Seamus O'Connor. And it's caught in foul territory by the pitcher, Gannon O'Brien. The pop-out for out number 1 brings up C.J. McDermott now.
And that was a nice job by O'Brien to come in, and the catcher spotted it, but that ball is kind of a hard thing right straight above you. And O'Brien, a much easier to catch for him, called him off. So a nice catch by the pitcher-catcher. First pitch to McDermott, low and away, ball 1.
Upstairs holding his swing, McDermott. And now the appeal comes. Paul Keitel, Hall of Fame state umpire. Now behind first says no swing. Another one upstairs. Check the swing again. 2-0 the count with 1 down. That one stays up as well for ball 4. McDermott draws the 1-out base on balls. The second free pass. Second, check that first walk of the game. It brings up Nick Offerman now, the right fielder.
Yeah, and all 4 of those were kind of check swing high, close enough that McDermott thought about each one of the pitches, but held up, and all 4 of them were called high out of the zone. So a 4-pitch walk gets a runner on base with 1 out. Number 9 hitter Nick Offerman stepping in. Can you read it now, Offerman? Can you read that one?
Well, that's much nicer. Thank you.
Go.
You made my night. There's a strike coming out her half high. Strike one. 0-1 to count. One down. Runner on first. We're in the bottom of the second inning. No score in this one. Beckman and Cascade. Fans throughout the audience see them reading their book of Jink. Has every team and a pictures in there as well. Written by our friend, Beckman PA man Dan McLean. Swing and a miss by Offerman for strike two. 0-2 the count. There was a one out. Runner on. Brian to look in. He's given up one hit so far. Beckman left the bases loaded in the bottom of their first inning. Throw over, nothing doing, is back in time. Standing up is McDermott. The 0-2 from O'Brien. On the way and swung on. And missed by Offerman. The swinging K there. Second strikeout of the game, swinging both of them. And it brings up the top of the order now. Nate Funky, the second baseman who got a hit, was forced out of the plate in the first inning. And a strike taken there by Funky. Funky, 17 runs scored, 15 hits, 11 RBI, 278 hitter on the season. The 0-1 now from O'Brien. Off the end of the bat. And outside the plate there, fouled back in the fence for strike two. 0-2 the count. O'Brien's done a nice job here, getting ahead of batters. And this one swung on a miss. A pitch high and outside, chasing it, coming up empty, and that ends the second. We go to the third, still scoreless. Beckman, Cascade Area Baseball from KMCH Sports. There's a nice hit in the right field off the bat of Will rolling. The effort in second baseman Funky diving. But the first hit of the game for Cascade, second hit of the game for the Cougars, I should say, here starts off the top of the third inning. We're scoreless, brings up Harris Huffman now.
Well, the nice part about that, that's your number 9 batter leading off the inning, getting on base. Now you got the top of the order coming up. And Coach Hummel can try to do about anything he wants to, whether he wants to sacrifice, let his leadoff hitter hit. Third baseman's playing in on the grass, expecting a bunt. There he squares around the bunt, pulls the bat back. Called strike.
Since 2007, Beckman leads this series 13-4.
That was more lopsided than I thought.
Yeah, we were talking way over. We thought it had been a lot more even than that. As 18th meeting here since 2007. several times in the postseason over the years. And the good thing about the pairings, the district groupings being released yesterday, Beckman and Cascade are separated for the first time in a while. They will not meet unless they both get to the state tournament. They would meet there. As there is a ball outside after 2 strikes, 1-2 the count here at Jakefield and Dyersville. Beckman leads the series 7-1 in 8 meetings since 2007. This one skied up in the air right side, going to go out of play. The chase will be on for the Souvenirs. Oh, Mom caught it. Yeah. Gave it to her youngster. Barehanded, nice catch off of cement by Mom. 1-2 the count. Runner on first in the form of rolling. Harris Huffman routed out to shortstop his first time in the first. Harris, a junior, 23 runs, 17 hits, 6 runs batted in, a .395 hitter time is called. Offensive conference for Coach Hummel. Eric DeSouza, outstanding pitcher and baseball player here at Beckman for Tom Jing Jr. Been the assistant coach at Cascade and teaches in the Cascade School District. He's the first base coach at first. There's a ball outside. 4-2. We're even out 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runs and 2 hits so far for Cascade's offense. They left 2 runners on, 1 in each of the first 2 innings. This one's upstairs. Shoulder high for ball 3. We're full, 3-2. Assistant coaches besides Eric DeSouza, Dan Lynch, Connor Klosterman, Jimmy Bonkenstedt, Ty Troutman are the assistants for Freddie Martin. And there's a pitch just missing outside off the plate and getting the walk is Huffman. Brock Simon will stand in. He earned a base on balls his first time up in the first inning.
And Hoffman was behind in the count 0-2, so did a nice job of working the pitcher, working that count, and getting himself on base. Got to run over second, did what he was supposed to do, but also got himself out without giving up the outs. And now first baseman Marbach in on the grass, now expecting a bunt off the bat of Simon. He walked his last time up.
Simon takes a strike thigh high. Blake, 449 hitter coming in. He's got 1 home run, 7 home runs on the roster for Cascade. As 4 for Beckman. Brock Simon standing back in and has the count even now, 1-1. Of baseball or basketball for the college scene. Not heard what he has decided for sure. 1-1 the count. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 1-2 the count now. Here to Simon. Top of the third, no score. Beckman and Cascade. Ball downstairs in the dirt. Ball 2. 2-2 now the count. Nice baseball painted behind home plate. Some Beckman gold and the numerals 1-1. Recognizing the jersey number of higher tonight. There's a wild pitch gets by Vasky. Both the runners will advance. As rolling to third. Harris Huffman to second. Simon stands back in there with a 3-2 count.
Nice job there. Vasky tried to just backhand. The pitch got away from him. I think maybe a little cross signal. He didn't act like he thought that was a fastball coming maybe. Maybe a little cross on the signal. Blowing away and didn't get a block. Now he got both runners in scoring position. Middle infield for the Blazers comes in now.
Fouls this one off. Stays alive. Full count still. Nobody down here. Inning start off with a hit to right field by Rolling. This one is grounded sharply left side.
2 runners caught up.
Yep, and not able to get the tag as a shortstop. O'Connor and the Cougars are going to score the first run of the game. The runner just went from third, getting back to second, or Huffman. As O'Connor lost his balance and not able to tag Huffman on the leg, which he was going for. And the Cougars in some first and second, one run in, nobody down.
Yeah, that was a bad base running by Huffman, but then good base running to get himself out of a bad situation because they had both runners over, kind of tied in there at third base, but did a good job at getting himself right back out of there. O'Connor unable to put the tag on, and then alertly at third base, rolling, scooted in from third to score the first run. So kind of a weird play there, but puts Cascade up 1-0.
Mark Simon with his 15th RBI of the year on the fielder's choice. And O'Brien stands in. He lined down to the third baseman, McDermott, his last time in the first. Second. 1-0 pitch is a strike on the outside corner. The Cascade fans, they thought that one was too far outside off the plate. Of course, the Beckman faithful give yells of good pitch. There is a ball smashed into deep left center field. They're going to be able to run. It bounces over, raising his hands is Jackson Bennett, and a ground rule double. I think, ground rule double is called. It bounced over. Now Coach Hummel is out asking what happened. Ground rule double it should be. Simon will have to go back to third. As now Coach Hummel asking the veteran official Paul Keidel to go out and check of where that ball went. What happened to it? As he's taking the long walk. That's the deepest part of the ballpark out there in left center. Yes, 396. And if I've ever seen this, I've seen it in a major league game a couple weeks ago. Never seen this in a high school game. Paul Keidel walking with Jackson Bennett and the center fielder Mark Brown.
That was a shot.
I think he's raising his number 2 still. Ground rule double is going to be the call. So Gannon O'Brien will get the ground rule double. Simon will have to hold up at third. Hoffman does score. 2 runs are in here for the Cougars in this third inning. On the double by Gannon O'Brien, Logan Otting now standing in.
I'm surprised that ground out there is that hard for that ball to bounce. Yeah. With all the rain we've had here recently, that would have bounced over that 6-foot high chain link fence out there. Both outfielders immediately raised their hands up like it did it, so. And that's a long way to see from out here.
Nobody would ever fib about that.
Well, they just went all the way up.
Logan Otting
to see where that ball was at. What a hit.
Standing in. Struck out his last time up. Should be 1-0 here to Otting. He's a called strike, I should say. 0-1 to Logan Otting. Runners on second and third. This ball is grounded left side and going to come home with it. Runners are caught up again at third and home. And going to get the out on the tag. Vasky tags out the lead runner there, Simon. So again, not having to run with runners on second and third. The Cougars run themselves into an out as Simon is tagged down by the catcher, Vasky, for the first out of this inning. Logan Otting, good heads up running there. Reaching on the fielding's choice. He gets to second base. The runners now on second and third again.
Yeah, there again, they kind of got 2 guys over by third base, but they did the correct thing. Runner from second came over and stood on third. Runner from third went close enough back. The catcher had to come all the way up there, which allowed the batter to get all the way over to the second base. So still runners at second, third with 1 out.
Blake Simon standing in. Takes the ball outside. Simon struck out his last time in the second. 2-0 the count. Here, 1 away. There's a strike in the outside corner at the knees. 2-1 down the count here to Blake Simon, the 6th batter in this top of the third inning. Cougars lead this game 2-0. Grounder left side. It passed the effort in third baseman McDermott. 1 run will score in the form of O'Brien. And The other runners holding up at first and third. O'Brien scores on the one-out single to left by Blake Simon.
Outside of the double by O'Brien, they've just been really well-placed hits. The first one leading off the inning just got by second baseman Funky. That one just got by third baseman McDermott. But well-placed hits and have got the 3 runs on the board here so far. Still just 1 out. Runners at first and third.
Reed Rouse stands in. He grounded out his last time in the second. It's this one hard down the line. Diving as McDermott can't come up with it. Roush will get an RBI. Single out of that one right down the line into left field. Simon to second. Otting scores. 4th run of the game. And the Cougars offense has come alive here in the top of the third.
Yeah, C.J. McDermott's got to be going. He just hit it outside my left a little bit. Now you hit it to my right a little bit. And just really picking on him down there. And now they've got 4 runs in here. And Coach Fred Martin's going to go out there and call time and go out there and just try to regroup his players right now.
We're starting to make up doubleheader tonight. They win game 1 over Center Point Urbana, 11-0. Hawks and these Beckman Blazers split on Monday night in Manchester. Everything in favor of Cascade. They scored 4 runs in this inning. The 8th batter coming up to the plate, Riley Reed. He got a hit his last time up in the second. He had 4 hits in this inning. Now 5 on the night for Cascade.
You take a look at those scores there that are got a lot of runs that were scored in them. A lot of them were just 3, 4, 5 runs, maybe by the winning team. So
scores in the series
yeah.
Matchup, yeah.
Yeah, there's not too many of them where it was really lopsided where one team scored double digits. That didn't happen for many, 17 contests.
Spot off into that heads up line drive.
That was close.
Everybody's all right.
They're giving some look down there.
Yeah, they are.
Might have got somebody.
Concerned folks looking. Hopefully everybody's okay.
We're back in the area somewhere close to where the Grillers are.
Right side bouncer in foul territory that time by Riley Reed. 0-2 the count, 1 down. Runners on first and second. Petchy, the long look in. No activity in the bullpen, so they knew the next pitcher, if Petchy continues to be in trouble here, would come from the field. There's a ball in the dirt. Wild pitch will allow the runners to move up 90 feet as Simon to third, Roush to second. And it's a 1-2 count with 1 down. Here with Riley Reed standing in.
And sometimes on a Friday, by the end of all the doubleheaders this week, with that pitch count, he might not have a lot of options to be able to show somebody.
There's a bouncer right side, past diving second baseman Funky for 2 runs will score. 2 RBI, 1 out, single by Riley Reed, and it's 6-0 in favor of the Cougars.
Yeah, and if he's playing back normal depth, that's just a ground ball right to him. But because he's playing in, it got past him just in time. So that's kind of the theme of this inning, and that's probably the 4th hit this inning.
And here comes Coach Martin
out the reach.
And we're going to have a pitching change here. With 1 out, 6 runs have been scored by Cascade. We'll tell you more about the new pitcher for the Beckman Blazers after this from KMCH Sports. Back into Dyersville. On one, the count is on Derek Kopis, the number 8 hitter. A bunt foul left side of the dish. Strike one. On one, the count, one down. New pitcher here is Riley Helly on. With one away, the top of the third. 6 runs have been scored by the Cougars offense against Carter Petchy, the junior. Now the senior Riley Helly. This is his 10th appearance. He throws a strike there and threw her ahead 0-2. 2-1 record, 19 2/3 innings pitch, 14 hits against him, 11 runs against, 3 earned runs, 1.07 ERA. He's walked 4, hit 1, struck out 17. Opponent's hitting 184. Runner goes, throw down on the third base side of second and could not handle it. Was the second baseman Funky as he got away from him and sliding in and making some contact with Funky was the runner Riley Reed. He'll get the stolen base for Reed. That is his 3rd stolen base of the season, 3 of 3 in that department. Kopis will stand back in, 1-2 the count. This one's skied up, be down in front of us, and drops in the second row, just out of the outstretched arms of a Cougar fan down below who gets a heckling from his community mates.
Yes, he is.
It's always easier when it's not you trying to catch that.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
And he just took his hand off, said, I should have used my hat. 1-2 the count, play right side. Back in the trees outside the fence here, separating the baseball field and the park here at Commercial Club Park in Dyersville, home of Jink Field. Number 11 retired tonight. The legendary Tom Jink Jr. passed away last late October. This one's skied in the infield. O'Connor calls everybody off, including the umpire, and takes the pop out for out number 2 as the Cougars have batted around. The 10th batter now, Will Rolling, who started this inning off with a hit to right field.
Yeah, it did. It was the first pitch of the inning, and he hit it right to the right of the second baseman. Little did we know, it's going to kind of be the theme of this inning where ball's getting through in the infield just to the left or the right of the infielders. So some well-placed hits.
This one on the outside corner at the knees for strike one. 0-1 the count. Here to Rolling. Left-handed batter settles back in, and the delivery from Helly is outside too far. And we're even 1-1. Now the 1-1. The set and the pitch inside. Ball 2, 2-1. Now 2-1 on the way. This one's skied. Shallow center coming on is Brown. He will put it away for the 3rd out of the inning. 10 batters at the plate for Cascade time. Takes it to the bottom of the 3rd. 6-9 for this from KMCH Sports. Bottom of the third inning, Blazers have some work to do offensively now as they're down 6-0. As the Cougars scored 6 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and left 1 runner on in that top half of this third inning. 2-1 to count. Here to Mark Brown. Reached on an error, was stranded his last time in the first. Ground ball right side, backhanded attempt, but could not come up with it cleanly. Goes off his glove into the shallow center field, and the error there by Rolling for the second error of the game.
And Rolling just went over to his right. Instead of maybe getting over there and planting his feet and getting in front of it, two-handing it, just kind of went over there and tried to backhand it a little bit. Ball came up on him and unable to field. So a little mental fielding error along with the physical error. So for Beckman, that's what you want if you want to get back into this thing. Get that leadoff batter and get some base runners on.
Throw over, nothing doing. Brown gets back. Old Vansky standing in. Vansky taking the most hit by pitches on the Beckman team with 5. Want to know the count. Jackson Bennett received one of those earlier in the game as a team they've taken 21. Throw over, back in time again. Sliding hit first is Vansky. Want to know the count, nobody down. 6-0 Cascade. In the dirt outside, good stop by the catcher that time. Good for the senior. One of 7 on the roster for Coach Roman Hummel. And his 9th season at the helm. How's this ball? Back and out of play. 2-1 the count.
Beckman 14 of 14 on stolen base attempts, so it isn't something they do a lot of. They've got about 5 guys or so tied to the team lead of 2. But it isn't like there's anybody on there that's a real speedster, apparently. Throw over to first again, back in easily. We're very aware of the fact that Brown's over there at first base.
Ball off the plate. Ball 3, 3-1 the countdown. O'Brien ready. And this one is sliced into right field. Off the bat of Vansky on the second hit of the game. The first since the first batter up there for Beckman in the first inning. And the Blazers have runners on first and second. Brings up Jackson Bennett now, who's hit by a pitch in the first. Bennett hitting .483, 28 hits, 8 doubles, 18 runs, 28 driven in, leads the team in that column. Outside, gets away from the catcher. The wild pitch hit the dirt initially, bounced off the catcher, and the runners will be able to move up because of it. Brown and Vansky advance. Bennett back in with the 1-0 count.
Bennett hasn't been able to pitch as much this year, dealing with a little, I believe it was a hip issue that kind of kept him from pitching as much as they would have liked to early in the season. That ball fouled well out of play down the first baseline, even the count at 1.
Bennett one of the 4 home runs. Vansky has 2. McDermott has 1. The 1-1 swung on and missed. Big cut there. Pitch away. Outside corner. Bennett was asking where that was in the zone. Guessing it was pretty close. 1-2. On the way. In the dirt. Swinging and missing. He'll have to run it out. Drop third strike to throw down. Roush catches Knipper's throw, and the strikeout is completed for 1 away now. Brings up Brock Marbach. That was a big one for Brian and company here, Bennett.
Yeah, runners are second, third, nobody down. Your number 4 hitter, leading hitter coming up, and did a good job of going right after him, getting him on a couple pitches that That second strike was a close one. He asked the umpire if it was a strike ahead in the swung, and that one, nice breaking ball down into the dirt, and couldn't lay off on it.
Upstairs, chin high for ball one. 1-0 the count. Check of the Major League Baseball scoreboard. No score at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Cubs and Cardinals tonight. Bottom of the second. Here's a ground ball right side. Rolling has it. It'll throw on to first. They'll concede 1 run. They get the second out of the inning in the 4-3 ground out for out number 2. Mark Brown scores the first run of the night for Beckman.
Number 21, the pitcher Riley.
That's a start. You want to give some numbers on that scoreboard out there, the 0, and see if they can put something together here and now with 2 outs as Riley Helly will step in.
Left it up and out of play right side. 0-1 the count. Cascade's only given up 30 runs on the season coming into tonight in 17 ball games. This one's skied. Shallow center. Second baseman rolling is out. He'll call everybody off and make the catch. Pop out for out number 3. They limit to 1 run. It's 6-1. We go to the 4th. 6-1 is our score. Cascade the lead. Back after this from KMCH Sports. Top of the 4th inning. Harris Huffman leading things off. Calls the ball out of play right side. Now takes the ball downstairs in the dirt. And we're even 1-1. 6-1 Cascade. He scored 6 runs, 5 hits, left a runner on base in that top of the 3rd inning. Lead by 5 after giving up Beckman's first run. And there's a fly ball to right field. Offerman puts it away. F9 for out number 1 brings up Brock Simon now. Simon had a fielder's choice. Earned an RBI in the 3rd. Walked and was stranded back in the 1st. Also on the Major League Baseball scoreboard, Yankees beating Tampa Bay 1-0 mid-6. Cincinnati over the Pirates 2-1 in the 6th. San Diego tied with Atlanta at 2 in the 5th. White Sox trailing Detroit 3-0 in the 3rd. Outside, too far there for a ball after a strike. 1-1 the count. Houston and Kansas City are scoreless in the 3rd. Mets at Arizona later on, and the Dodgers and the Giants in LA later on at 9:10. Ball in the dirt for ball 2. 2-1 the count. Riley Helly, pitcher, came in that 3rd inning after 5 runs were given up. by Carter Petchy. There's a ball missing his own inside off the plate for ball 3-3. And 1 to count.
Handed out suspensions in Major League Baseball today for the brawl the other night between the Dodgers.
Oh.
That's called strike.
Strike taken there.
Dodgers and the Rangers, a collision at home plate. And both the catcher and the base runner got booted out 1 game apiece.
There's a ground ball. Trying to protect the zone was Simon O'Connor. Nice play on the run. Fires at the Marbach. 6-3 ground out for out number 2. Brings up Gannon O'Brien now. Gannon got a hit to left. It was that ground rule double calls. It bounced over the fence and deep left center field. As he later scored the 3rd run of that 6-run 3rd inning. A strike taken there by O'Brien. 0-1 the count.
And that was hit a long, long way. It says 396 to the right of that, so almost 400.
Excuse me, swing off the bat halfway between the plate and the mound. A low throw. Great scoop by Marbach at first. Saves Pelly of the air. And the 1-3 put out for out number 3. Bottom of the 4th we go. 6-1 still. Cascade back after this from KMCH Sports. Bottom of the 4th inning starts off Seamus O'Connor. 7-8-9. O'Connor, McDermott, and Offerman. O'Connor popped out the pitchers last time in the 2nd. This one is popped up and on a play right side. And the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. As O'Brien, the 1-2 pitch, grounded left side. Beautiful stop by Copas. Not going to have a play at it, though. He was several feet behind the third base bag. Diving effort and the stop. And that even gets a nice play from third base coach Connor Klossman there to Copas as on first base with the infield hit is Seamus O'Connor. Nice stop to keep that ball in the infield and keep O'Connor off second base.
Yeah, it was. It probably was going to be a double hitting that thing down the line like that. It wouldn't hit hard, but it would have been right down the line. Left fielder would have had a long way to come to get it. So saved a possible extra base hit. Nice backhand stand there by Copas.
1-0 the count. Runner on first, nobody down. With the bottom of the 4th, 6-1 Cascade the advantage. This one is hit at right center field. That'll get down. And it gets in the gap and almost rolls all the way to the fence before Simon tracks it down. And the stop sign being put up by Coach Klosterman at third is holding is O'Connor. So it'll be a double by C.J. McDermott. And it brings up Nick Offerman now. 2 on, nobody out.
Number 23.
Yeah, he just did a nice job. Pitch up around the letters. outer portion of the plate. Just a nice job going with it and split the outfielders out there and got it all the way out to the 343 mark in right center field for a stand-up double. So Blazers threatening here again in the bottom of the fourth. Runners second, third, nobody out.
6-1. The lead here. Beckman trying to cut into it in this inning. He scored one run in the third, being scoreless in the first two. A strike taken. Held high, outer half. 0-1 the count. Oh, 1 upstairs. Shoulder high, 1-1 the count. Hoffman struck out swinging his first time in that second inning. There's a ball up and out for ball 2. 2-1 the count. This one is in the right field. Hoffman coming in, not going to get to it. Almost got by him. One run is in. Throw to the plate, and I think he slid in there safely. That ball get kicked out anyway. I thought he got in there. The hand got in before the tag came on the leg. Time is called here. Coach Hummel going out to have a word with O'Brien as 2 more runs are in. It's 6-3 now.
Yeah, that would have been, I'm not sure what he'd have called because the position, the angle that he was at, he was up the first base side of home plate. If he could have seen whether he got in under that tag or not, that would have been an interesting call, but unable to come up with the ball, so safe at second. So 2-run single now makes the score 6-3 here in the bottom of the fourth.
Infielders were in there for a second. Now Coach Hummel calls everybody off and just wants to have a one-on-one with O'Brien. As top of the order here, Nate Funky. So some strategy here with Coach Hummel and his senior, Gannon O'Brien. Offerman's on first. After did you get the 2 RBI?
Yeah, I did.
Thought we were going to have maybe an error there. Hoffman was able to regain control. Almost looked like he was going to lose his balance. It went too far and started slipping and falling down. They were able to recover and get the ball rather cleanly and get it in. They had that play at the plate opportunity. This one's hit back over our heads on the play. They're in the press box at beautiful Jink Field in Dyersville, where they recognize Tom Jink Jr., longtime 42-year-old baseball coach, passed away late last year. Number 11 jersey retired before the varsity game tonight. There's a bouncing ball left side. Coming on, Simon going to throw to second to Rolling to get the force out. Funky, with the fielder's choice, reaches first. As Offerman on the 6-4 force out for out number 1. Mark Brown now stands in. He reached on 2 errors his last 2 times up in the first and third. He scored his last time in the 1-run third. 6-3. Blazers just have cut the lead to half now. Here are the bottom of the fourth inning. That's what Coach Martin and company had to be talking about. Take your time here. Still got a lot of time left in this game. Be patient. Just chip away at it. We'll be okay.
Yeah, and they're doing a nice job of that, getting base runners on, and it makes a big difference when you can start the inning off with a base runner. And they've done it the last 2 innings. They scored both times. So, that's kind of a recipe in high school baseball. Is if you can get that leadoff runner on, there's a lot of times that you can get that all the way around to score.
Ball outside in the dirt. Ball 1, we're even out 1-1. 1 away, runner on first. 6-3. The advantage here for Cascade. Trying to win for only their second time in 9 tries, dating back to 2007 in this series of Highway 136 rivals. This one's down the line, going to be a foul ball. Just foul by inches down there.
Just foul. Called up here in the press box, foul.
Jake calling it?
He called a foul.
Good call, Jake.
Good call.
1-2 the count.
Good eyeball seeing that ball. 2 inches.
Did he have the binoculars out?
No, he didn't.
He has them in his hand, but didn't use them.
He didn't use them. He just bird's eye view right here. This is great park, great venue for high school baseball.
Absolutely. 1-2 the count. Outside, just missing. Jeers from the Cascade faithful.
Yeah, some.
Just a few. 2-2. 1 out, 1 on. Brown settling back in. Joel Vasky waits on deck with 1 away. 2-2 on the way. In the dirt, swing on a miss. Base is occupied. He's out. Brown will go down with the strikeout for out number 2. And it brings up Joel Vasky now. He got a hit his last time in the third to right field. He struck out swinging back in the first.
Number 5, Joel Cascade.
Now, they're again, see what they can do with 2 outs here now. Did a nice job last inning, third inning with 1, this inning with 2. Cut that lead in half. And I see crooked numbers up there if you're a Blazer fan. For Cascade, they want to get this batter out of here and get out of here and then get back in the dugout and get the offense going.
1-0 the count now. Here we're 2 away. Cougars lead this game 6-3. Throw over. Getting back in safely is Funky, the runner at first. High on the inside corner, strike call. They're even 1-1.
Yeah, that was a great pitch on that inner portion. Even if Vasky wanted to pull the trigger on that, that was a well-placed strike on that inside corner at the knees.
Ball in the dirt, gets by the catcher, Knepper, and getting into second base safely there is Nate Funky.
Well, with the 2-out wild pitch, now a single, he could be scoring from second base. We'll see how big that wild pitch becomes here. 2-1 to count on number 3 hitter Joel Vasky.
Vasky swung on and missed. Pitch up and in, and we're even 2-2.
Again, a good location. It was up, but it was in. And then on that inner portion, those pitches, especially right there, see if O'Brien goes right back in there.
2-2 on the way outside, too far. For ball 3, we're full. 3-2. Pitch on the way from O'Brien. Hits this one in the right field. Hoffman has a beat on it, and he'll put it away. The F9 for out number 3. 2 runs for the Blazers. Takes us to the 5th. 6-3, Cascade KMCH Sports. Along with in-studio producer Nick Juergens, John Swisher, Bill Logan back with you. Tonight, Tom Jink Jr.'s number 11 jersey retired here in Dyersville before this varsity contest. A long time. 42-year head coach to be exact. 5 state championships. Tom Jink Jr. Foul ball left side. Logan Otting, a bouncer. 1-2 the count. Otting, the fourth batter. Simon and Roush slated here for the Cougars, who scored all 6 of the runs in the third inning. That's a 1-2 count now. And this one skied right side, foul territory, going up that little incline there. Not able to get to it. Is there some activity down to the Cougars bullpen? 1-2 the count. Get the number on that. Get those binoculars out, Jake. 1-2 the count. Jake, our good friend here, Jake Field, always helpful. Runs the scoreboard. 1-2 the count to Logan Otting. This one sky deep left field. Going back is Bennett. Still going back. Still going back. He runs out of room. That ball is gone. A solo dinger off the bat of Logan Otting. Otting gives the Cougars their 7th run. For Otting, his 3rd home run of the year, team number 8. That ball just kept on carrying, and you could tell the way Jackson Bennett was running back feverishly and then started climbing the wall. Bye-bye.
Yeah, he did. He tried to climb, and he's tall, got some length to him, too, and just wasn't going to be able to get to it. So, way to start off the inning here in the top of the 5th inning here for Cascade. Gave up 3 the last couple of innings. Got that lead cut in half. Now it's their turn to try to make sure that Beckman can't catch him back up. So a nice way to start off with Logan Otting.
This one down the line goes off the glove of McDermott. He's going to still try to make a throw. That's a hot shot. We're going to go there.
Yeah, I'm going to base hit. We'll see what Dan.
What are you guys going with there?
Base hit.
Base hit. Tough play going to his right.
Number 3.
Blake Simon gets the hit. Infield variety. As 1 on, nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning. We have a change here.
But it looks like
Thank you.
But they don't have a 21 on the
Okay. Well, that does no good then. There's a bouncing ball left side in foul territory. As Coach Broman Hummel inside the third base coaching box for the initials. TJ Jr. and the number 11 in the right corner. Talked about the number 11 and the baseball behind home plate. There's a bouncing ball left side. Third baseman McDermott coming on. Going to try to get the force out at second. Overthrows Funky, and then Funky and the base runner Simon have a crash at second base. Reed Roush will get onto the fielder's choice to the third baseman. Simon is on there on the error by McDermott.
Number 17.
Trying to make the play, but Harris Huffman is our, number 1. There we go. You were seeing a 2, huh?
Well, they were standing side by side. I couldn't tell which one was. There's 2 of them standing there.
Well, you would have seen 3 numbers.
And I guess.
Wouldn't you seen 3 numbers? Wouldn't you seen 221?
Oh, well.
Isn't that
no,
number 22? Anyway, runners on first and second. Riley Reed standing in the DH. Inside in the dirt. Ball 1-0 the count.
First error of the game by the Blazers here, and that's one thing, talking to Coach Martin earlier in the week, that he'd commented that they'd made too many errors in his opinion. And he told me at that point, now at the beginning of the week, they had 34 errors. I'm not sure how many they got now. They had 8 in one game and still ended up winning that game.
This ball popped up left side out of play. Off the bat of Riley Reed. 1-1 the count.
And they got 43 now, according to the stat sheet. So that's a lot of errors in 20 games. Stealing third.
And the throw down, perfect throw by Vasky, but getting the hands in before the tag came high. And the veteran umpire, Paul Keitel, calls that one safe at third base. Simon with the stolen base. Roush goes up to 7 on the difference.
Yeah, and he just kind of stole that off. The pitch did a nice job of kind of getting a nice walking lead. And when you get that, when you're still going, you just take off. And even though it's a left-handed batter in there, he's got the job done.
Here's a punt. Suicide is on, and sliding in safely at home is the runner. And another run manufactured by Cascade. Riley Reed plays a punt down right back to the pitcher, trying to make a play. Helly just threw it on to first, ignored the runner. Blake Simon coming in to score on the sacrifice RBI bunt there by Riley Reed for one away.
That's just plain old good, basic baseball. He's stolen base, getting in the third. Next pitch, you come around and squirt around. He was coming on there. Wasn't a tremendously good bump, but put it down on the ground. And I did it good enough with him coming in from third, who scored easily.
John Gadeen is going to be our pinch hitter, number 19. Gadeen, a senior, one of the 7 on the roster. 11 at-bats on the year, 4 runs, 2 hits. He's walked 6 times. A 182 hitter, a left-hander. In here for Derek Kopis. Here in the 5th. Runner on third. He skies this one left side. Shortstop hustling back. O'Connor going to be a tough play. Oh, a collision. Ouch. Left fielder Bennett. And Bennett is staying down, rolling over. O'Connor got up right away with the ball. The ball. Okay. And the hit there by the pinch hitter, John Gadeen. Now for the Blazers, is just hoping Jackson Bennett.
Yeah, it looks like maybe he's favoring an ankle, I'd say, because the shortstop, O'Connor, was going out sliding, and so was Bennett. Right leg, looking at kind of his right knee, I think maybe now.
Still down.
He's down. He's
down on the ground in some major pain. That is not good to see there. 9-3. They've scored 3 more this inning, have the Cougars. They're in shallow left field with 3 players around Coach Martin. One of the other coaches out there will come out here. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. 9-3 Cascade. Back after this from KMCH Sports. New left fielder is Luke Hageman, a senior for Beckman, one of the 9 seniors on this 19 roster team, 7 juniors, 2 sophomores, 1 freshman, and the Kirkwood College commit. Jackson Brown has left the game. Apparent knee injury. You see which leg? Left, right? Right leg. After a collision with the shortstop, Seamus O'Connor. Connor seems to be okay. Hageman out and left now. The Blazers have given up 3 more runs at Cascade here, the number 1 team in Class 2A. Beckman rated 7. 1 out. It's Will Rolling now, the number 9 batter. He bunts it right out in front of the plate. Vansky jumps on it. He'll fire the first to get his man. The 1-3 put out the sacrifice bunt. 4-2 away now.
For the second out. How about it?
As John Gedink. John Gedink gets his way to third. And Harris Huffman up top of the order now. 7th batter in this inning. It's a little blooper into right field. Offerman gets it in, but out before Gedink will score the 4th run this inning on the hit to right field. Hoffman with the hit and the RBI there. 4 runs in this inning now, 10-3.
Yeah, that's 8 different Cougars with RBIs in this contest. And Coach Hummel, that's what he likes to see. Instead of one guy having 5 or 6, you know, it's nice to have that consistency up and down that lineup.
This one in left center field. Diving. Coming up with it is Mark Brown. Nice catch there by Brown, flashing the leather off the fly ball by Brock Simon. The F8 for out number 3. 4 runs in for Cascade. Go to the bottom of the 5th. 10-3 Cougars back after this from KMCH Sports. Back in, bottom of inning number 5, 10-3 Cougars have the command of this game right now. The 7-run advantage. Gannon O'Brien on the mound. Outside too far for a ball. And 2 balls and 1 strike here. 6 runs in the 3rd, 4 more. The top half of this 5th inning. Ball upstairs. Cougars spoiling the retirement jersey number 11, 9 of Tom Jink Jr., the legendary Hall of Fame coach for Beckman baseball for 42 years. There's a strike at the knees on the inside corner. Strike 2. Full count here. 3 balls and 2 strikes. There's a bouncing ball left side, bobbled by Simon as he's on a knee. And getting to the bag is Luke Hagelin, batting in the 4th spot. As the error at that time by Simon. Third error. Third. Third or 4th? Maybe I added another one. A mistake. There's a force out at second. Now the throw gets away from the first baseman. And getting his Marbach.
Force out at second for the first out.
So they force out at second for out number 1. Marbach reaches on the fielder's choice to the shortstop.
Yep.
And it brings up Riley Helly, now the pitcher of record. Started this game as a DH. O'Brien asked for a new baseball. 1 out. Here the last of the fifth. 10-3.
Almost got scuffed up. He just threw that out of the game, too. So.
That happens. Blown outside for a ball to Helly. Helly popped out his last time in the third, flew out back in the first. 1-0 the count. 1 away, 1 on. Last of inning number 5, 10-3. 7-run lead. Trying to stay perfect. 17-0 coming into tonight. The Blazers are 13-7. Cascade going for their 5th win in this series since 2007. Beckman leads the overall series since that time period right now. There's a strike at the knees on the inside corner. And it's 2-1.
Threw over to first base. Marbach back in safely. O'Brien's ready for the pitch. Takes a look in there. Fly ball down the right field line. Right fielder Harris Huffman comes over, makes a nice running catch. Throw to first base in time.
Wow.
Pull him off first.
Wow. What a play. As Marbach picked off on the 9-3 put out there, and that ends the 5th. We go to the 6th, 10-3 Cascade. Back after this from KMCH Sports. Top of the 6th inning is here on this 85-degree night. Feel like temp of 90, 69% humidity. Winds out of the south at 7 miles per hour. Here at Jink Field inside Commercial Club Park in Dyersville. Battle of Highway 136. These two rival teams, Cascade and Beckman. The Cougars have the advantage right now by 7 as we start the 6th inning, 10-3. And leading things off is Gannon O'Brien, the pitcher of record. He got a hit and scored back in the 6-run 3rd inning. For the Cougars, they have, there's a hit batter, or ball 4.
Oh, hit by pitch.
Hit by pitch. O'Brien takes it. For Cascade, that's your 13th. Not as many as Beckman's 21. We've had one on each side now here tonight. O'Brien makes his way to first. Logan Outing will stand in. Got that home run to left field his last time up. And a courtesy runner at first base. Catch the number.
I didn't either. I was looking down on my score sheet. 11? Does that look like 11? Caden Reinke? Yep, 11.
Caden Reinke, a sophomore. This one is hit deep to left field, off to the races, Hageman by Logan Otting again. And Rankin will come around third. He'll score into third standing up. A RBI triple by Logan Otting, and the Cougars aren't letting up here. They lead 11-3 now.
Yeah, he hit that almost as hard as he did the home run that time. But that time he got it farther out in the left center field. Got it all the way out and hit that deep, deep corner out there, an easy stand-up triple.
Number 2, the shortstop. Like,
Gets his second RBI of the game.
Blake Simon stands in. Runner on third. The triple by Otting is fourth of the season. As a team, 13 for Cascade. 1-0 the count. Here to Blake Simon.
A lot of triples.
It is. Outside, too far. Backhanded stop by Vasky. 2 balls, no strikes.
Simon 2 for 3 so far. Struck out his first time, but had a single and scored in the third. Single and scored in the fifth.
Now the 2-0 on the way. This one's hit in the left field. Medium depth coming on is Hageman. Runs again, tag. Runner will tag to score. Standing up is Otting. He scores the second run of this inning. And the Cougars increase their lead now on the game. 9 on the night now. The F7 RBI sac fly for 1 away. Brings up Reed Roush.
Called strike to Roush. Roush is 1 for 3. Grounded out in the second inning, singled and scored in the third, and reached on an air and scored in the fifth. Hot shot at third.
Up and over. McDermott of the 5-3 ground out number 2. Riley Reed now stands in the DH. And 2 hits his first 2 at bats in the second and third. Rounded out. RBI back his last time in the fifth.
Riley Reed.
Yeah, he's doing a nice job as the DH. 2 for 2, sacrifice bunt, 3 RBIs. Doing a nice job. That's what you want that designated hitter to be able to do. Come in there, hit the ball.
This one swatted up in the air. Up center field. On the run is Brown, and he will track it down for the F8 out number 3. 1 more run. 2 more runs, I should say, added by Cascade. 12-3 is the tally. We go to the bottom of inning number 6. Back after this from KMCH Sports. John and Bill back with you. Bottom of inning number 6 is here. 12-3, 9 run lead here for the Cascade Cougars. Ken O'Brien serves up the pitch inside, pulled well out of play by Seamus O'Connor. The count is even now, 1-1. Just 1 run in the third, 2 more in the fourth for Beckman. 5 hits in this game. There's a ball, 2-1 to count. O'Connor starting off this inning. Ooh, up and in off the left arm by O'Connor. Second hit batter for Beckman tonight, third total. 22nd on the season by the Blazers. And it brings up C.J. McDermott now. Got a hit and scored his last time in inning number 4. O'Brien, the quick check, glance over his left shoulder, throws a ball in the dirt, off and running. Catcher will throw down, not in time, letting in Pete Rose style at first to Seamus O'Connor. Gets himself a stolen base for O'Connor. It's only his second of the year, 2 of 2 in that category. 1-0 the count. Here to McDermott. Had a hit and scored his last time of the 4th in a 2-run inning. Walked back in the 2nd and was stranded. The 1-0 ripped up and out of play right side. We're even 1-1. On the way. Swing and a miss. Kind of didn't really want to swing. It looked like a decent pitch, though, in her half. And the strike called there by Mr. Ferris, veteran state tournament umpire Kevin Ferris, the Davenport area. This one's up and out of play right side. 1-2 the count. Update from Center Point, Urbana. Hawks are up 5-0, bottom of the 3rd. That make-up doubleheader tonight. West Delaware baseball against Western Dubuque. Casey Bryant, the head coach of the Bobcats, in attendance tonight. Saw him down below a little bit ago. He used to coach against Tom Jink Jr., of course. Casey's got an outstanding team this year. Yeah, led by Calvin Harris, is going to play at Ole Miss. This one is rocketed off the bat of McDermott. Bounces up against the fence, lands on the warning track. 1 run will be in. McDermott's going to hold up a stand-up RBI double for C.J. McDermott, and the lead is cut to 8 now, 12-4.
Yeah, double his last time up, so back-to-back doubles by McDermott. Following a walk, so he's been on base all 3 times. Coach Hummel comes out.
Second and third double here tonight for McDermott as O'Connor scores, and a new pitcher will come in as O'Brien's fine night is done. We'll talk more about the new pitcher and give you the line on O'Brien. We're back after this from KMC Sports. The liner to the shortstop off the bat of Nick Offerman. for the L6, out number 1. McDermott remains on second. New pitcher is Harris Huffman. 4 starts, 3-0 record. This is his first appearance, 22 and a third innings pitch, most on the pitching staff for the Cougars. 18 hits against him, 3 runs against, 3 earned runs, a .94 ERA. He's walked 5, hit 0, struck out 16. Opponents are hitting .205 against him. Great effort by Gannon O'Brien, the senior, here tonight, as he shut down the offense for the most part for the Blazers, only allowing 4 runs and 6 hits. Here's a swinging bunt by Funky. Huffman getting off the mound and makes the 1-3, put out 4, out number 2. As we take a look at the line, if you will, please, on Gannon O'Brien, Billy.
Gannon O'Brien gave up the 4 runs, plus responsible for the guy down at third on 6 hits, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit batter. And I had him for 94 pitches. So he was getting up close to his limit for the night anyway.
2 down, runner on third. Mark Brown stands in now. Breaking ball. Came back in on that inside corner for strike 1. Hoffman, the junior, tremendous athlete, quarterback on the football team. Heck of a player on the boys' state championship basketball team. Throws another strike there. 0-2 the count.
So I'm saying he's a pretty good, well-rounded athlete.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, pretty good.
There's a swing and a miss, and he can pitch too. Yeah. Strike 3 there. Brown goes down, whiffing. And we go to the 7th inning. 12-4 Cougars. Back after this from KMC Sports. Ball hit up in the air right side. Offerman will get to it and make the catch off the bat of Derek Kopus for the first out. F9 for out number 1. Rolling will stand in now. Got a hit and scored back in that 6-run third inning. Sacrificed by his last time in the 5th. Stands in here. 1 out in the 7th. Top of the 7th inning, 12-4 Cougars have the commanding lead. Cascade, the number 1 team in Class 2A. Enrollment of 196, a little smaller than Beckman. They have a bed stock of 226. There's a liner right side. Diving effort by Funky. Cannot come up with it. Goes off the end of his glove into shallow center field. As the hit that time by Rolling brings up Harris Huffman now, the pitcher of record now, starting right fielder. Huffman with an RBI hit his last time up. Flew out to right in the 4th. Upstairs, shoulder high. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. One hit into center field. Brown is coming in. Will make the catch on the run. The F8 for out number 2. Brings Brock Simon to the dish.
No, that ain't.
Checking the Major League Baseball scoreboard, the Cubs have found their hitting shoes. They lead 5-1 now at the top of the 5th inning in St. Louis against the Redbirds at Busch Stadium. Miami up on Baltimore, 2-0 in the bottom of the 9th. Yankees shutting out Tampa Bay, 5-0 top of the 9th. There's a strike taken inner half for strike 1, 0-1 to count. Pittsburgh over Cincinnati, 3-2. It's Minnesota 6, Cleveland 2 in the bottom of the 9th. San Diego up on Atlanta, 7-3, top of the 7th. White Sox being shut out by Detroit in the bottom of the 5th, 3-0. 0-2 the count.
You know who one of the quietest, hottest teams here in the last week and a half?
Who's that?
San Diego Padres.
Padres.
For a last place team, they've won like 8 out of the last 11.
Dodgers nervous?
Nope.
There's a ball in the dirt. At least you aren't.
They were nervous.
I wouldn't be either. It's mid-June.
Yeah, they were nervous in May. Now they've won 19 of the last 25, so they're kind of coming around. Got one of their starting pitchers off the DL, so now they only got 4 left on the DL.
What is up with them and being injured the last few years? 1-2. Opting to the bat right side out of play. Simon, dig back in. Runner on first, 2 away. Top of the 7th. Cascade leads this ball game by 8. Hasn't been much excitement for the home crowd here tonight. Kind of quiet. On the night they honored Tom Jink Jr. with the retirement of his jersey number 11. There's a ball outside. Ball 2, 2-2 the count. We'll have West Delaware softball coming up for you tomorrow, live on KMCH.com until 12:30. 12:30 starts our live coverage on Mix 94.7 and our mainstream at KMCH.com. Our first game will be West Delaware taking on Lindmar. We'll have Beckman at 2:15 as they got the upset victory over Class 1A top-ranked Lansing Key earlier at the West Delaware Softball Invitational. One of the final games to be played there today, 2-1. 2-2 the count now here to Simon. The delivery from Henley is skied right side. Like it will stay in play, but Marbach cannot get a read on that ball as he was trying to play against the Cascade dugout fence too. And it fell before he could get back to it. 2-2 the count.
Yeah, he just plain overran it a little bit to figure out where that fence was in front of the first base dugout and just kind of overran it.
And the 2-2. On skied. Right center field.
Watch out.
Going back and making the catch is Brown on the run, avoiding the collision there. Offerman cuts in front of him. And the F9 for out number 3. 1 hit, 1 left on. No runs for Cascade. Bottom of the 7th. Coming up 12-4 in favor of the Cougars. Back after this from KMC Sports. We're back into the bottom of the 7th inning. Beckman's offense needs some magic here as they trail by 8, 12-4. Their final chance to do something here. Joe Vasky stands in. Vasky, Hageman, and Marbach, 3, 4, 5. Against the pitcher, Huffman. There's Huffman. 2-1. The countdown. Off speed pitch, tailed back in. He's got a nice curveball there.
Yeah, he is. And breaking it on the inner portion of the plate, so it kind of freezes the batter a little bit. So he's got nice control on that pitch right now.
He goes downstairs, swinging, and they're going to have to complete the job. Third strike, and the ball goes by the runner, Vasky, as it might have hit him, and it was slowed down as the K and the drop third.
Runner reaches first. Number 6.
So reaching first is Vasky, leading off the 7th in that form.
Coach Martin coming out. Not sure. Oh, he's going down to coach first base.
Didn't have everybody over there.
No. He told me earlier this week he coached first base one game.
Jimmy Bonkin said he usually coaches. I think he'd been coaching there earlier, right?
Yeah.
.09 graduate, former player for Tom Jing Jr. There's the strike right over there. 1-1 the count. A strike taken there again. Here by Luke Hageman. Reached on an error. Forced out his last time of the 5th. That's the bouncing ball, right side with a flip. Double play attempt. Safe at first on the 4-6. Force out for out number 1. Fielder's choice to the second baseman. Hageman reaches, and Brock Marbach standing in now.
Yeah, the ball wasn't quite hit hard enough to turn that double play, but nice job between Rolling and Simon. Little backhanded flip to try to be able to get it. So Hageman did a good job of getting out there without getting doubled off.
There's a strike in their half. Marbach down 0-1. 1 out, runner on first base. 2 outs away are the Cougars from winning their 18th game in a row and staying unbeaten.
Ball outside.
The 1-1 coming from Huffman. Off speed. Too low. Ball 2. 2-1 the count. Cascade in district number 6 of those district pairings coming out. There's a little popper left side. The shortstop will get back just on the edge of the outfield grass.
For the second out.
Second out. Cougar, the Blazers down to their final out here. Simon, the shortstop, made that play. Riley Helly now will stand in. Cascade along with Clayton Ridge. Waterloo, Columbus, Jessup, Old Wine, Union. Cascade most likely be the host site there at American Legion Field in Cascade. Beckman or Monticello could host. Most likely those are the main 2 that would be the ones to host. As Beckman in district number 7, Bellevue, Comanche, Monticello, North Cedar, and Northeast. 0-1 the count. There's a ball inside it. It hit the batter. It did. Dead ball, hit by pitch. Another one of those. That's a third.
Now batting.
Or just a second for Beckman.
Yeah, second here.
We've had a couple on the other side.
Yeah, 2 on each side.
Well, Seamus O'Connor will stand in now.
Number 10, Riley Fangman.
Fangman will be the runner. Riley Fangman, a sophomore, the runner. Courtesy runner for the pitcher. Runners on first and second, 2 away. Here at the bottom of the 7th inning, Seamus O'Connor hit by a pitch his last time up. wasn't he? So that'd make 3, right?
Yeah. Nope, that's 3. Yep.
As he was hit by a pitch
Once in the first and once in the 6th, and now here in the 7th. So 3.
All right. As Connor takes the ball, 1-0 the count. There's a strike at the knees. So strike 1, 1-1 the count. So Beckman and their District 7 winner would have to play District 8 winner. And amongst there is a top 5 ranked Class 2A Wilton. Cascade on the other side, District 5. They have Denver, New Hampton, North Fayette, Valley, Osage, Sumner, Fred, and Waukon. Not sure who the favorite coming out of there. Don't recognize.
Can't tell you off the top of my head which one would be a favorite team.
Yeah, there's a bouncing ball left side, third baseman. Why he didn't try to tag the runner there.
He tried, couldn't reach him.
As O'Brien commits an error.
Number 16.
Hageman the third. Beckman the second. And O'Connor on first. Bases full. Bottom of the 7th, 12-4. C.J. McDermott standing in. Swing and a miss there for strike 1-0.
McDermott 2 for 2, walked his first time in the second inning, doubled and scored in the first, and doubled for an RBI.
New Hampton
swinging strike.
Answer to our question: New Hampton would be the favorite coming into the week, ranked number 9 in Class 2A record. 0-2 the count here to C.J. McDermott. Down to the final strike to the Blazers. This one is hit. Bouncer deep in the hole at short, trying to get the force out, and they do. They're 6-4 on the force out of O'Connor at second. And the game is won. Clock hour as Beckman fall 12-4. We will take a timeout. A postgame starts next. Cascade winners 12-4. Back after this from KMCH Sports. Back into Dyersville. Commercial Club Park. Jink Field. John and Bill back with you in the postgame on Tom Jink Jr. night, retiring the number 11 jersey. It goes Cascade's way as the Cascade Cougars beat Beckman for just the second time out of the last 9 tries here in Dyersville, dating back to 2007, as it's the 5th time out of 18 overall in this series since 2007. Beckman leads this series now 13-5. Cascade gets the win here tonight by the score of 12-4 in a game that took 2 hours and 3 minutes. Here tonight, we take a look at the totals for Beckman, who falls to 13-8. Blazers had 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, 10 runners left on. They struck out 6 times, all swinging, 1 walk and 3 hit batters. For Cascade, they improved their record to 18-0, the number 1 team in Class 2A, 12 runs, 12 hits, 5 errors, 5 left on, 1 swinging strikeout, 4 free passes issued by Beckman pitching, 2 walks and 2 hit batters as the Cougars get the win here 12-4. Of course, we always like an exciting game in this matchup, but we've seen some lopsided games here when you got a lot of pressure and you've got good players. Things go your way, and that team that gets the confidence sometimes gets a bigger lead and just sneaks away from the other team, and that's what we saw here tonight. 6 runs in that 3rd inning. They added 4 more in the 5th, and Beckman just could not stop that offensive momentum train for the Cougars here tonight.
Yeah, Cascade got runners on and came around and scored. They only left 5 on base, scoring 12, so that's a pretty good percentage of getting people on base and scoring, where Blazers scored 4 runs, but they left 10 on base. They just couldn't come up with that timely hit when they had a runner on, and couldn't get anything going. And you know, it's hot. There's a lot on their mind here tonight. It's a big emotional night here. There's 5 Coach Jink jerseys hanging right below us here on the concession stand here, plus one of these baseball caps over the years. So, you know, they came out here, and it was, you know, a very well played, solid game for the first 2 innings. Looked like it's going to be one of those 3-2 games. But then all of a sudden, Cascade, they hit the ball, and it was just to the right or just to the left of an infielder, and it just got those seeing-eye hits, came around and got the people to score. So, you know, it's just one of those nights where the hits are falling in, and some nights you got it, some nights you don't. You know, it's just one of those nights. Coach Martin won't be too upset by this. You know, it's just one of those things. It's a learning process. You know, they don't want to be playing really, really good ball. They won't get down to the really brass tacks for about another 3 weeks here yet. But congratulations for Cascade coming in here and played great ball. They looked every bit as good as that number 1 ranking that they've got. We wish them much success, you know, the last couple of weeks of this season, and hopefully they can make it down to Des Moines. It'd be nice to see these 2 teams playing each other again later this year at Principal Park. That'd be awesome.
Can you imagine a matchup at Principal Park in Des Moines? It'd be a big crowd, as both of them got to get there, though, and there's a long way, as you said, to go until we get to that point in postseason. The good thing, 8, Beckman and Cascade are in different districts this year for the first time in a while in postseason baseball, as they ran into each other in the sub-state last year. Is fine season at 25-8. Cascade had that ended by Beckman up in Manchester. So we wrap up this night. Tom Jink Jr., legendary head coach. His motto, 21 outs, as a great book put together by Dan McLean, the PA man here at Jink Field, as a team picture for almost every team except that 75 team, as they have the yearbook pictures there, as they did not have the official team picture that year. That was the first year that Tommy took over. And just going through all these memories here as Coach Jink, Coach Martin working his way up here as this book is very nicely put together and a lot of information in here. And if you want one of these, stop out to the ballpark here. Contact Dan McLean. You can contact me too. I'll get you hold of Dan and send me an email at sports@kmch.com or call the studio 927-6249, 563-927-6249. We'll get you hooked up with a book, only $5, and it's a great piece of Beckman baseball history. We'll bring in the head coach of the Beckman Blazers here, Freddie Martin, as the Blazers fall here tonight 12-4 to the Cascade Cougars on the emotional night as retiring the jersey number 11 of Tom Jink Jr. And your kids came out here and got one run in the third after Cascade had scored at 6. They kind of took the winds out of your sail there in that third inning.
Yeah, it took away a lot of the things that we thought we could do. You know, when you get that far behind, you're basically going base to base in most of those situations. You know, we thought we could run on them a little bit, but, you know, that got shut down real quick, you know. So, like I said, we had to go base to base, and that's not good.
As the Cougars able to score those 6 in the third and add 4 more on in the fifth. Just some things didn't go your way here and there, and that's baseball. You've been around it long enough before. You hope to try to cut those things off, but for one reason or another, it just didn't happen here tonight. But give a lot of credit, Cascade. They're one heck of a team. They're 18-0. They're a number 1 team, and you never know what will happen down the road here. But tonight they were the better team.
Oh yeah, definitely. They hit the ball well. Yeah, they, you know, we had a few mental mistakes out there, and one of the main things is now we got to make sure Jackson's all right. It wasn't his knee; it was down lower than that. So it's probably a bone bruise.
Yeah.
You know, there again, boy, I'd love to have one of those 2 guys pitching tonight. I'd like to thank West Delaware for that one. You know,
we'll help you out any way we can.
We're one. You know, if we look back and think about that, you know, Connor was 91 pitches, 1 pitch less, and I could have thrown him tonight. You know, and of course Jackson went over that. He was at the 110 mark. But you know, we knew the scenario, and we never want to throw them against them, because 9 times out of 10 we have to face them in the district or the sub-state. Well, guess what happened this year?
This year, no.
We're not going to face them in the district, or we're not going to face them in the sub-state if we get that far. So, you know, but yeah, that's just the way it goes. And we had to go down the ladder to figure out somebody to throw, you know. And that's baseball. You just with the conference we're in, with the number of games we have to play, my gosh, you know, you're playing, well, sometimes eight games in a week. Yeah. You know, and with this pitch count thing, you know, you're testing. You know, you're testing. And if you're a team that is a good team, and you're down deep in your pitching, and the other team is up on the top of their pitching, well, that can make it a game. You know, but that's baseball. It's a whole different ball game than any other sport. That guy that's on that mound.
Yeah, it definitely does. You know, and anybody that's out there listening right now, if you've got an 8 and under, 10 and under, 12 and under team, coaches, teach your kids how to pitch.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about wins and losses at that age. You've got to develop pitchers. If you got a 12 and under team and you got 12 kids on there, you better get 6 of those kids that can pitch. They don't have to throw hard. They don't have to throw a curveball. They got to be able to throw some strikes. Because you got guys that can play some defense one out, but coaches, teach your kids how to pitch.
You're absolutely right. We talk about that all the time. You got to teach the kids how to pitch, and not worry about wins and losses. Matter on the air. I don't even care on the freshman team. You know, you just want to see them getting better with their mechanics and stuff like that. Learn how to pitch. Learn how to be able to throw. That means, you know, on a 2-0 pitch, 9 times out of 10, a good hitter is going to think fastball. You got to be able to throw that breaking pitch, and that's the one that'll get them out. That's the one that'll make them drop their hands, and they're not going to get that full swing. You know, that's the things you got to teach them on the younger level.
As on the night that you started this with a JV game, and then the ceremony in between, great to see a lot of the former players here, and Tommy's a family out there to retire that jersey number 11. And this special night, you knew, looking forward to this since the beginning of the year. And these books are something else that Dan put together. A lot of memories in there, and you've been a part of them for the last 22 years.
Yeah, I'm in that, and the book is great. You know, it's still, you know, even talking about it, it's just you know, makes you bite your lip, because teaching was so much fun. I wish I could talk to other coaches and explain how much, you know, make it fun out there. You got to make it fun, because there's so many things that pull them away from the game. There's so many other things going on. You want them to stay out. You want them to have fun. You know, you try to get lots of guys in the game and things like that. And that's one thing TJ did. He just made it so much fun. You know, I could tell you a lot of stories, but it's some a little bit. But
I can believe it.
Yeah, there's just so many great times that we've had with them, and the kids just loved them. I mean, kids come back and say, they come back and talk to me, Coach, we had so much fun and we enjoyed it so much. Thank you for letting us have fun out there, And that's the kind of guy TJ was.
It's that smile, those memories that you'll never forget, that you'll cherish with your friendship with him and out here on this baseball field that this book helps out with. Remember some of those stories, but you have a lot more that you'll cherish forever. As your season goes along here, the grind continues.
Oh, Lordy, we got Monday. We have Monday at Mount Vernon. We have Tuesday at Assumption. We go to CPU Wednesday. We go back to Clear Creek on Friday. We go to a doubleheader up at North Fayette on Saturday. That's what we got for next week.
And you got a day off.
Oh boy,
you got a day off.
Yeah, my wife would like that for once.
Yeah.
I tell you, people don't realize how much time that the baseball coaches put in on their fields and these games where you hit so early and you come home so late with all these long travels. The month of June, we played like 31 games in the month of June, and there's more games in June for us than there is in the pros, and it's just crazy how many games we play in. But that's our conference. We don't play JV varsity games. We play double headers, and that's why you got to get pitchers, and you got to be deep in your pitching in order to survive in this conference.
Yes, indeed. All right. Best of luck to you as you venture along. We'll see you down the road. Thanks for your time as always here tonight.
You bet. It was fun. Thank you.
You bet. Fred Martin, the head coach of the Beckman Blazers, as the Blazers fall here 12-4 to Cascade tonight as the Beckman softball team beat Lansing Key earlier tonight. The West Delaware Softball Invitation will have them on the air at 2:15 tomorrow afternoon. For in-studio producer Nick Juergens, for my partner Bill Logan, once again, best of luck to both of these teams, both coaches, Freddie Martin and Roman Hummel, for the Cascade Cougars as they venture along their seasons. We hope to see both of them in the postseason. So long. Have a safe Saturday night from Dyersville, Iowa.